What is up, everybody? It's your boy Sheik, and I'm coming to you on this beautiful Sunday as the markets are getting ready to open on Monday morning. We got some huge news coming out Sunday. Obviously, Joe Biden has stepped down from the race for president in the upcoming election. He will continue being president for the rest of his term, but he will not be running for re-election. So far, the favorite for nomination is Kamala Harris, which is the current VP. So we'll see what happens. Now, the futures market just opened up about 2 hours ago. We gapped up, so market's kind of liking this news. So obviously, Biden stepping down is kind of good for the stock market. But one thing I will say is that usually the market doesn't like uncertainty. So if Kamala Harris is not the official nominee yet, we could see some chop while the market figures out what's going on. So as of right now, ES is up 15 points, and Nasdaq is up about 80 points. So nice gap up and a move up. It's bouncing up right here, as you guys can see. But let's get into our weekly watch list. I'm gonna start with SPY and QQ and see what's going on there before we head into individual tickers. So let's head to the daily. SPY has been in this channel for a while now, as we've reached the top of this channel again, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 times now. Coming back, we might come down to test this lower end. I'd say around 540 is my target. But right now with this news, we're kind of bouncing, so we'll keep an eye on this. But if we did close below the 20 MA on the daily, so if we do pull back here, I'd say the next stop is this demand area, which is 543 to 540 area. Below that, we have a gap to fill at 537.5. But I do think that by the time we reach to around 540, 542, the 50 MA will come into play, and this lower trend line will come into play, and we will see a huge bounce. The 50 MA is really a big bounce area, so we'll see what happens with that. But right now, obviously, we are going into the week bearish because the trend is kind of broken on the 4-hour and the 1-hour. So we're going to be looking for bounces to short as long as we don't break those resistance areas. So 550, if we open above 550 and use it as support, we can continue back up to probably go back to highs again. But if we lose 550, then my targets are 543 to 540 area on SPY. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on. I want to keep an eye on this channel. And of course, if we do somehow, some black swan event happens and we break this lower trend line, we can have a gigantic drop back to probably 500 and maybe the 200 MA. So that is what I got on SPY. Let's hop into QQQ. Where are you, QQQ? QQQ is right here. So, one thing about QQQ, I ran some fibs on here. Now, we have the previous all-time high at 406, and then the October 2023 lows. This is, we retraced, obviously, the full move, the 100%. Usually when we retrace and break the 100%, the next big area, the golden area, is the 1.6 retracements, which is 161%. Golden retracement, and we rejected that hard. As you can see, initially we came back down, retested the previous high, all-time high, rocketed back up here, and we've had a huge rejection here. If we go into the weekly, you can see, I believe this is a doji or a spinning top, and then a huge engulfing candle on some pretty good volume. And as we move into the monthly, if this holds, that is a very ugly upside down hammer candle. This is not a good look for QQQ, as everything in tech has been pulling back. I think we are rotating into the small caps, so small caps we can keep an eye on as well. But as far as pullbacks on this, basically the 4-hour, let's get back to the daily real quick first. The daily, we are at this level right here, this 474. Kind of a support area. If we can, break down 471, 472. Under that, we have a gap to fill, which is also where the 50 MA is. So 50-day moving average is sitting right there. We may even fill this gap to 468. But if we get into anywhere in this area, it's a bounce area. We should, buy some calls. But again, market's green right now. We'll see how Monday opens up. That's right now. I am bearish on QQQ and SPY heading into the week, and we will see if these support levels hold. All right, so we've gone through QQQ and SPY. Obviously, you guys know what's next. My favorite stock, Tesla. I know this is ugly, but this chart right here, so this is what we've been watching. This cup and handle that I kind of explained to you guys on the daily and the 4 hour. If we go into the 4 hour, it's a little bit more cleaner. So 4 hour cup and handle, we created the cup. We're creating the handle right now. We are chopping around. We have this little formation forming, this pennant. Obviously holding support here. If we can hold here, is 240 area. Sorry, 240, 235 area. We can bounce if we break above 252 right here, which we've been rejecting, this 250 area, 252 area. I would like for us to push up. Obviously, what I'm looking for is a break of this 266, because at that point, once this 266 breaks, the cup and handle breakout is starting, which would yield a huge breakout move. But obviously, what you want to play is you want to play calls and puts in this pennant as we go back and forth. We break above this with some volume. You can play it all the way to 265 and above. So that's what I'm going to be looking at this week to see if we break this formation. If we can break with some volume, I'll play some calls. Otherwise, if we break below, more puts. And if we do break below, this 220 to 215 area is a really solid area for a bounce. But I highly doubt we're going to break it. We do have earnings on Tuesday for Tesla after hours. So we'll see what the earnings bring us. Obviously, on Tuesday, we also have Microsoft and Google reporting. So overall, big day. Monday and Tuesday, we might not be able to trade tech much just because of earnings coming up. A lot of things might chop around. So Tesla, I'll probably wait till after earnings so that the contracts aren't as expensive, but I will keep an eye on this formation going into earnings. Next, let's see. Let's hop into Amazon. Amazon, I mean, we want this 200 break, right? We couldn't hold this retest of the previous all-time high as the market's been very, very bearish lately. So another pullback right here. So we have support down here between 174 down to 170. 170. But obviously right here as well on the daily, let's check it out real quick. This 180 area is a good area. We did bounce at the end of the day on Friday. So let's see what Monday opens up at. If we can get back above 184, 185, we can trace back up to this all-time high again, previous all-time high area. But I want to see us hold this area. If we can't hold this area, we're probably heading back down to 177 and maybe 174 area. So that's that for Amazon. Nvidia, with chips being so weak lately, it's been pulling back. Now, on the daily and the 4 hour, this kind of looks like a double top to me. And if we did break this 118 area and 115, I could see us pulling down all the way to 106, 105, which would be another big support area. This was a gap fill that they did, so there's a lot of demand in this area to buy. But I will be watching this 115 area, because if this 115 breaks, we are headed down to 105 in my opinion. But that's the double top line. If we're able to hold this though, this 116, 118 area, if we can hold this and get back over 120, I can see us heading back up to all-time highs on this. But I will keep an eye on this as well, with chips being kind of weak. Let's see what tech does and if it'll help out with Nvidia and AMD. AMD, man, I don't know what to say about the stock. This thing has played me, has played a lot. I mean, I made a lot of money off it a couple weeks ago on this run up, but this crash has been insane. I mean, we moved up 30 points and dropped about 30 points in a span of a few days. So, in a span of 2 weeks actually. So, next support area, if we hold under this 153, 154 area, would be 144, 145. So keep an eye on this for puts. If chips are still weak, AMD could see a collapse all the way down below, 150. One stock that I'm really going to be probably paying a lot of attention to and most likely playing is Nvidia. Nvidia had earnings. I thought the earnings were pretty good. The guidance was a little weak, and I do believe that was what caused us to sell off on Friday, along with the market being weak. But as you can see on this daily, this is pretty much a cup and handle on the daily, which would yield a huge breakout. We came up, tested pretty much previous all-time highs, which is where around $700. Now I believe we're going down to build this little handle. I do believe if we can hold this area right here, this 630, as you can see, it's a huge demand area. There's a ton of buyers down here. This is previous resistance. It turned into support. So if we can hold a 630, I would really love a push back up to 675, 678, which was Friday's high. And if we break that, we're back above 700, and the cup and handle formation can keep going. But I will be looking at calls on nflx as long as we hold this. If we break down below here, the next area I would look for is like the 607 to 600 area, which is the next area of support. So that's my thoughts on Netflix. I really think Netflix is gonna be the go-to this week. So keep an eye on it. Everybody knows I love playing Tesla, but I'm going where the money's at, and I think Netflix is going to have a nice bounce back week after earnings, especially since the earnings were good in my opinion. Microsoft and Google both have earnings, so we can kind of just take a quick look into it. Microsoft approached this previous all-time high, I believe, at 430 area, and it kind of held. So we'll see what it does during earnings, but I do believe we'll hold this 430 and push back up. Let's see, Google, same thing with Google. Google 50 moving average, 50-day moving average, previous all-time high. It's testing it on the daily. Break below that, we got a huge fall, I believe, down to 170, maybe even to 162. But if we do hold this and earnings are good, we can use this as support and move back up to all-time highs and probably be the next stock that hits 200, which seems to be the theme lately on a lot of these names. Let's see. Now, small caps, IWM. As you can see, this was a perfect consolidation. This is what we call accumulation. And then, this is going to be distribution. Now, we're moving up. We did break this 200 level a while back. We held it. We retested it a few times. Broke above 210. Went all the way up to this 230 area, which we rejected, which is basically a previous resistance area. If we can break over this, we could probably target 235 and onwards to all-time highs. So keep an eye on this. It could be doing a cup and handle. No, not a cup and handle. Daily looks good. Like I said, over this 230 area, we can see some more moves to 235 and 245 area. Obviously, small caps are hot right now with Rivian pushing up. Let's see, Rivian. I added this to my long-term investments for myself and my brother. So I really do like it. We have a nice breakout, a retest of previous high, swing high, and now we may use this area again to blast off past 19. If we can get over this 19 area, we can target basically 20, and I believe 24 is my next resistance. So Rivian, I do like. Other than that, I don't really have too much else to go over. I want you guys to stay tuned because I'm going to drop a quick video after this explaining how I find some good swings and some stocks that no one's paying attention to target for swing trading. Okay. Other than that, see you guys tomorrow morning. And anyone watching that's not in the Discord, hit the link in the bio. Join. We have a free week trial right now. And let's get some fucking money this week, man. Peace.